the discovery the Palace of 1,000 Suns stood like a jewel in the center of the galaxy. Its walls were made of crystal that caught starlight from 100 different worlds. Today those walls sparkled brighter than ever before. Today was the day the Empire would choose its new ruler. Marcus Chen pushed his cleaning cart down the golden hallway. He didn't belong here. Not really. He was just a maintenance worker. A human from Earth who needed a job. The aliens barely noticed him as he walked past. To them he was invisible. Just another servant in a palace full of important people. But Marcus didn't mind. He liked being invisible. It made his job easier. The great hall was packed with alien royalty. Prince Vexor stood tall with his 6 arms crossed over his crimson armor. Princess Zelith's ice-blue skin glowed in the light. Lord Morthan's tentacles wrapped nervously around his ceremonial staff. They had come from 50 different star systems. Each one believed they would wear the crown today. In the center of the hall sat the royal scanner. It looked like a pillar of pure white light. Next to it, floating on a platform of energy, was the crown of dominion. Ancient, powerful, deadly beautiful. The scanner had one job. It detected royal blood. For 10,000 years, it had never made a mistake. For 10,000 years, it had chosen every emperor without question. High Chancellor Vraxis raised his 4 arms. His voice boomed across the hall. Let the selection begin. One by one, the candidates stepped forward. Prince Vexor approached first. He walked with confidence. His boots clicked on the marble floor. The scanner hummed. A soft beep. Green light. The display showed, approved, royal bloodline detected. But the crown remained silent. Vexor frowned and stepped aside. Princess Zalith glided forward next. The scanner beeped again. Green light approved. The crown did nothing. She bowed her head and moved away. This continued for an hour. Candidate after candidate. Green light after green light. The scanner approved them all. But the crown chose no one. The crowd began to whisper. This had never happened before. Marcus barely paid attention. He was in the corner, replacing a broken light panel. He had to climb a ladder to reach it. His tools clinked softly as he worked. Nobody looked at him. Why would they? He was nobody. Lord Morthan stepped up to the scanner. He was the last candidate. Surely the crown would choose him. His family had ruled 3 systems. His bloodline was ancient and pure. The scanner beeped. Green light, approved. The crown remained dark. The hall erupted in confused voices. High Chancellor Vraxis looked panicked. This has never happened. The crown must choose. It always chooses. Marcus tightened the last bolt on the light panel. He started to climb down his ladder. His foot slipped. He grabbed the ladder to steady himself. His tool bag fell. It hit the floor with a loud crash. Every eye in the hall turned to look at him. Marcus felt his face burn red. Sorry, he mumbled. I'll clean this up. He bent down to pick up his tools. That's when it happened. The royal scanner activated on its own. It had never done that before. A beam of pure light shot out from the pillar. It locked onto Marcus like a spotlight. He froze, his hands full of screwdrivers and wrenches. Red alarms screamed throughout the palace. The sound was deafening. Ancient warning systems that hadn't been used in millennia roared to life. The scanner's display began to flash. Numbers and symbols scrolled across it faster than anyone could read. Then it stopped. 3 words appeared in letters 10 feet tall. Royal bloodline detected. Purity, 99.8%. The hall fell absolutely silent. Marcus dropped his tools again. What? No, that's wrong. I'm just a janitor. But the scanner wasn't finished. The crown of dominion began to glow. Not the soft golden light it usually showed. This was different. This was a deep, blood-red light that pulsed like a heartbeat. The crown rose higher on its platform. Energy crackled around it like lightning. High Chancellor Vraxis stumbled backward. His face had gone pale. That color, he whispered. I've only seen it once. In the ancient records, Prince Vexor drew his sword. This is impossible. He's human. Humans have no royal blood. Princess Zalith stared at Marcus with wide eyes. The scanner is never wrong, she said quietly. Marcus held up his hands. Look, there's been a mistake. My parents were farmers. From Earth, I'm nobody special. I just fix things. The crown's glow grew brighter. The red light filled the entire hall. It cast strange shadows on the walls, shadows that seemed to move on their own. Dr. Krath, the palace scientist, rushed forward with a portable scanner. She pointed it at Marcus. Her eyes grew wider as she read the results. Impossible, she breathed. His DNA contains genetic markers from the First Dynasty, markers that haven't existed for 10,000 years. High Chancellor Vraxus stepped closer to Marcus. His voice shook. "What is your full name, human?" "Marcus Chen," Marcus answered. His heart was pounding. "Marcus Chen from Earth, that's all. Just Marcus Chen. And your parents? Your grandparents? Do you know your family history?" Marcus shook his head. "I'm adopted. I never knew my real parents. The record said they died when I was a baby." The Chancellor's face went even paler. "Or someone made you think they died?" The crown's glow began to pulse faster. The red light grew so bright that people had to shield their eyes. Dr. Krath looked up from her scanner. Her voice was barely a whisper, but in the silent hall everyone heard. "Chancellor, you need to see this. His DNA. It's been locked, artificially. Someone used advanced genetic coding to hide his bloodline. This kind of work would take centuries to plan. Why?" Marcus asked. His voice cracked. "Why would someone do that?" High Chancellor Vraxus stared at the crown. Its red glow reflected in his eyes. Because the last time the crown glowed, this color was 10,000 years ago. The day the first emperor was murdered. The day his killer was never found, he turned to Marcus. And the day the emperor's infant son disappeared without a trace. The crown's glow suddenly went out. The hall plunged into darkness for 3 seconds. When the lights came back on, the crown was dark and silent again. But everyone in the hall knew. Nothing would ever be the same. Marcus Chen, the human janitor, carried the blood of emperors. And somewhere in the galaxy, someone had hidden him for a very, very good reason. The question was, were they protecting him? Or protecting the galaxy from him? The hidden truth Marcus sat in a crystal chamber. His hands were locked in energy cuffs that glowed blue. Through the transparent walls, he could see dozens of alien scientists running back and forth. They carried datapads and scanning devices. All of them kept staring at him like he was some kind of puzzle they needed to solve. He wanted to tell them there was nothing to solve. He was just Marcus, just a guy who fixed broken lights and cleaned floors. But nobody was listening anymore. Dr. Krath entered the chamber. Her tentacles carried 3 different scanners. Her face was tired. She had been testing his blood for 6 hours straight. "The results are the same every time," she said quietly. "Your DNA contains royal markers from the First Dynasty. Not just any markers, the purest ones we've ever seen." Marcus leaned back against the cold wall. "I told you. I'm from Earth. My parents were farmers. Someone made a mistake." "No mistake," Dr. Krath said. She held up a datapad. "Look at this. Your genetic code has been modified. Someone used technology we don't even have today. They buried your royal bloodline under layers of false DNA. They hid who you really are." "Why would anyone do that?" Dr. Krath's eyes were sad. "To protect you, or to protect everyone else from you. I don't know which yet." She left the chamber. Marcus was alone again. He stared at his hands. They looked normal. They looked like the hands of a maintenance worker. Hands that held wrenches and screwdrivers. Not hands that should wear a crown. But deep inside, something was changing. He could feel it, like a door in his mind was slowly opening. Memories that weren't his. Knowledge he shouldn't have. The sensation terrified him. Night came to the palace. The lights dimmed. Guards stood outside Marcus's chamber, but even they looked tired. That's when the shadows moved. 3 figures appeared in the hallway. They wore black armor that seemed to absorb light. No alarm sounded. No guards noticed. These weren't ordinary intruders. These were professionals. The leader touched the chamber's control panel. The crystal door slid open silently. Marcus woke up instantly. His body moved before his mind could think. He rolled off the sleeping platform, just as an energy blade stabbed through where his head had been. "What?" Marcus started to say. The assassin attacked again. Marcus's hands came up to block. He moved like a trained fighter, ducking, weaving, striking back. But Marcus had never learned to fight. He fixed machines. He didn't know combat. So why did his body know exactly what to do? The second assassin came at him from the left. Marcus grabbed the attacker's arm and twisted. He heard bones crack. The assassin screamed and fell. The third assassin raised a plasma pistol. Marcus dove forward. His shoulder hit the assassin's chest. They both crashed through the crystal wall. Alarms finally began to scream. Palace guards rushed into the hallway. Their weapons charged, the lead assassin was trapped. Blood leaked from a wound in his side. He looked at Marcus with hatred in his eyes. "You should have stayed hidden," the assassin hissed. "The crownless king must not rise. The prophecy must not be fulfilled." "What prophecy?" Marcus demanded. "Who sent you?" The assassin's mouth twisted into a smile. "Those who know the truth. Those who know what you really are." Then he bit down on something in his mouth. Poison. His body went still. High Chancellor Vraxus arrived with a dozen guards. He looked at the dead assassins, then at Marcus, then at the broken crystal wall. "You fought like a royal guard," the Chancellor said slowly. "Where did you learn that?" Marcus stared at his shaking hands. I didn't. My body moved on its own, like it remembered something I never learned." The Chancellor's face grew grim. "Muscle memory. Genetic memory. Your bloodline is waking up." They moved Marcus to a safer location, a room deep in the palace archives. Ancient books and data crystals filled the shelves. This was where the Empire's oldest secrets were kept. Princess Lyra was already there. She had been studying old records all night. Her ice-blue skin looked pale in the dim light. "I found something," she said without looking up. "A story. Most people think it's just a legend." She activated a hologram. An ancient text appeared in the air. The words were in a language 10,000 years old, but somehow Marcus could read them. Another thing he shouldn't be able to do, but could. "The first emperor had 2 sons, Lyra read. "Everyone knows about the first son. He became the second emperor, but there was a second son, a secret son, born to a wife the emperor kept hidden." Marcus felt his heart beat faster. "Why hidden?" "Because there was a war," Lyra continued. "A civil war that almost destroyed the empire. The emperor's enemies would have killed any heir they could find. So he took his second son and sent him away, far away, to a planet at the edge of the known galaxy." She pulled up a star map. Her finger pointed to a small blue world on the very edge. "Earth," Marcus whispered. "The coordinates match," Chancellor Vraxus said. He had been listening from the doorway. "The Emperor sent his son to Earth 30 generations ago. He erased all records. He made sure no one would ever find the child." "But someone did find out," Lyra said. "Someone knew, and they've been hunting the bloodline ever since." Marcus stood up. His legs felt weak. "My parents, the ones who died, were they guardians?" the Chancellor finished. "Protectors who gave their lives to keep you safe. And when they died, they made sure you were adopted by humans who knew nothing. They made sure you would grow up normal, hidden. Until the scanner found me," Marcus said bitterly. "The scanner is ancient technology," Dr. Krath said. She had entered with more test results. "It was programmed to detect the purest royal bloodline. It doesn't care about politics or secrets. It only cares about blood. And your blood is the purest that exists." Marcus walked to the window. Outside he could see the stars. Billions of them. An entire empire that apparently belonged to him. "There's something else," Lyra said quietly. "The legend mentions a prophecy. It says the true heir will return when the empire needs him most. He will be called the crownless king." "Why crownless?" Marcus asked. "Because he will refuse the crown," Lyra answered. "Or because wearing it will kill him." "The prophecy isn't clear." Chancellor Vraxus stepped forward. "The Galactic Council meets tomorrow. They will debate your claim. Some will want you crowned immediately. Others will want you executed." "Executed?" Marcus turned around. "For what?" "For existing," the Chancellor said bluntly. "You're a threat to everyone who wants power. You're a threat to the current system. And you're a threat to those who sent the assassins. They know something we don't." "What do they know?" "Why every emperor who wears the crown of dominion dies within 1 year," Lyra said softly. "No exceptions, no survivors. For 10,000 years, every single ruler has died, and no one knows why." Marcus felt cold. "So if I accept the crown, you'll be dead within 12 months, the Chancellor finished. Just like all the others. The room fell silent. Marcus looked at each of them. "Then why does anyone want to be emperor?" "Power," Lyra said. 1 year of absolute power over the entire galaxy. Some think it's worth dying for. That's insane. That's politics." Marcus walked back to the window. His reflection stared back at him. He still looked like a janitor. But inside he felt different, stronger, older, like something ancient was waking up in his bones. "What if I refuse?" he asked. "What if I just go back to Earth?" "They'll never let you," Chancellor Vraxis said. "You know too much now. You're too dangerous. The only way forward is through the crown," Marcus whispered. "Through the truth," Lyra corrected. "Someone created that crown. Someone made it kill emperors. And I think whoever did it is still out there. Still watching. Still waiting." Marcus closed his eyes. Somewhere in his genetic memory he felt something stirring. A warning. A truth his ancestors had known. The crown wasn't just deadly, it was hungry, and it had been waiting 10,000 years for someone like him. Someone with pure royal blood. Someone it could finally consume completely. The crown's secret. The Galactic Council chamber was carved from a single piece of black diamond. It floated in space, rotating slowly between 3 suns. Inside, representatives from 1,000 worlds sat in rings that rose toward the ceiling. All of them were here for one reason, to decide what to do with Marcus Chen. Marcus stood in the center of the chamber. A spotlight made him feel like an insect under glass. He wore simple clothes. He had refused the royal robes they tried to give him. He was not a prince, not yet, maybe not ever. High Chancellor Vraxis stood at the main podium. His voice echoed through the massive space. "The royal scanner has confirmed Marcus Chen's bloodline. He is the direct descendant of the first emperor. His claim to the throne is legitimate." Angry voices erupted from the council members. "He's human." Someone shouted, "He has no training." Another yelled, "The empire cannot be ruled by a maintenance worker." Ambassador Thex rose from his seat. He was old, ancient, even by alien standards. His 3 eyes had seen centuries of history. "The scanner does not lie," he said calmly. "If it recognized him, then his blood is pure, purer than anyone else here." "Then let him prove it," a voice called out. Princess Lyra stood. Her ice-blue skin seemed to glow in the darkness. "I propose a test. Let Marcus undergo the coronation trial. If he survives, his claim is validated. If he fails, we continue the search for a worthy ruler." Murmurs spread through the chamber. The coronation trial was ancient, dangerous. Many candidates had died attempting it. Marcus looked at Lyra. She gave him a small nod. They had discussed this last night. It was a trap, but also an opportunity. A chance to learn the crown's secrets. "I accept," Marcus said. His voice was steady. Chancellor Vraxis looked worried. "The trial begins in 3 days. Until then, Marcus will be prepared." The council session ended, but Marcus felt eyes following him as he left. Not all of them were friendly. The preparation room was deep beneath the palace. Ancient stone walls covered with symbols Marcus was starting to recognize. His genetic memory was getting stronger. Sometimes he would look at alien text and simply understand it, knowledge flowing into his mind like water. Dr. Krath attached sensors to his temples. "I need to show you something," she said quietly. "Something the council doesn't want you to know." She activated a holographic display. Images of past emperors appeared, hundreds of them, stretching back 10,000 years. "Watch their timelines," she said. Each emperor's life was displayed as a line. The moment they wore the crown was marked in gold. Then, exactly 365 days later, each line ended. No exceptions. Every single one. "They all died exactly 1 year after coronation," Marcus whispered. "To the day," Dr. Krath confirmed. "Some died in accidents, some in their sleep. Some simply stopped breathing for no medical reason. But always exactly 1 year. That's impossible." "That's not chance." "No," Dr. Krath agreed. "It's design. The crown is killing them." She pulled up another display. This one showed scans of the crown of Dominion. "Look at the energy readings. The crown isn't just a symbol. It's a device, a machine. And it's active." Marcus studied the readings. Even with his growing knowledge, he couldn't fully understand them. But one thing was clear. The crown was draining something, constantly, slowly. "What's it draining?" he asked. Dr. Krath's tentacles trembled. "Life force, bioenergy, whatever you want to call it. The crown feeds on the Emperor's life. It takes exactly 365 days to consume them completely." Marcus felt sick. Why? Why would anyone create something like that? "That's what I've been trying to find out." She led him deeper into the preparation room. At the far end was a vault. The door was covered with warnings in a dozen languages. Dr. Krath placed her hand on the scanner. The vault opened with a hiss of ancient air. Inside was a pedestal. On it sat a crystal sphere. Inside the sphere something moved. Something dark. "This is the Crown Vault AI," Dr. Krath said. "It's been here since the first Emperor's time. It guards the Crown's secrets." She touched the sphere. It began to glow. A hologram materialized. It looked like a man, tall, regal, wearing robes from an age long past. His eyes fixed on Marcus. "You carry the pure bloodline," the AI said. Its voice was like wind through empty halls. "You are the first in 10,000 years. What am I?" Marcus asked. "What is the crown really for?" The AI studied him for a long moment. "You deserve to know the truth. Others who wore the crown were never told. They died ignorant. But you might be different." The hologram changed. It showed the first emperor, but not alone. There was someone else with him, someone who looked almost identical. "The first emperor had a brother," the AI said. "Twin brothers, actually, born under the same star, raised together, loved each other more than anything." "What happened?" Marcus asked, though he was starting to guess. "They both wanted to rule," the AI continued. "They both believed they were destined for the throne. They went to war, brother against brother. The empire nearly fell. The hologram showed battlefields, planets burning, billions dying. The first emperor won," the AI said. "But he couldn't kill his brother. Love wouldn't allow it. So he created something else, a prison." The hologram showed the crown being forged, not by smiths but by ancient technology. Energy and matter being woven together. "The crown is a cage," Marcus whispered. "Yes," the AI confirmed. "The first emperor trapped his brother's consciousness inside the crown. His body died, but his mind remained, aware, alive, imprisoned. And the life force it drains feeds the prison," the AI finished. "Keeps his brother contained. For 10,000 years, every emperor has unknowingly sacrificed their life to maintain this cage, to keep the imprisoned brother from breaking free." Dr. Krath looked horrified. "The entire imperial system is just a feeding mechanism. The empire serves the crown," the AI said. "The crown serves the prison. The prison contains something that wanted to destroy everything. The first emperor believed it was a necessary sacrifice." Marcus felt anger rising in his chest. "So every ruler has been a sacrifice, a victim, and nobody knew." "The first emperor's advisors knew," the AI said. "They created the system. They made sure there would always be someone to wear the crown, someone to feed the prison. They called it the burden of rule. They made it seem like an honor." "It's murder," Marcus said flatly. The AI nodded slowly. "Perhaps. But what is the alternative? If the prison fails, if the brother escapes, what then? He was powerful enough to nearly destroy the empire once. 10,000 years of imprisonment would have made him insane with rage. If he's released now, there may be no stopping him." Marcus turned to Dr. Krath. "Is there any way to destroy the crown? To end this?" "I don't know," she admitted. "The technology is beyond anything we have now. And if you destroy it, the brother goes free," Marcus finished. "Exactly." Marcus walked around the vault. His mind was racing. What if there's another option? What if instead of feeding the prison or breaking it, we negotiate? The AI's eyes widened. "Negotiate? With the imprisoned?" "He's been trapped for 10,000 years, Marcus said. Maybe he's had time to think, to change. Maybe he doesn't want to destroy everything anymore. Or maybe 10,000 years of isolation has made him more dangerous than ever," Dr. Krath warned. "There's only one way to find out," Marcus said. "Let me talk to him." The AI shook its head. "To communicate with the imprisoned, you would need to wear the crown. The moment you do, the feeding process begins. You would have 365 days to live." "Then I'd better make them count," Marcus said. Dr. Krath grabbed his arm. "Marcus, no. There has to be another way." "Is there?" Marcus asked. "Can you think of one?" She couldn't answer. The AI studied Marcus with something like respect. "You would risk your life for a chance at ending this cycle? For people you don't even know?" "I'm a janitor," Marcus said with a bitter smile. "I fix things, and this system is broken. It's been broken for 10,000 years. Someone needs to fix it." The vault door opened. Princess Lyra stood there. She had been listening. "The coronation trial is in 2 days," she said quietly. "If you're really going to do this, you'll need help." The council won't let you simply talk to the crown. They'll expect you to accept the traditional coronation, to become emperor and die like all the others. Then we'll need a plan, Marcus said. Lyra smiled. It wasn't a happy smile. I was hoping you'd say that, because I've been studying the ancient texts, and I found something, a ritual that was banned 10,000 years ago, a way to connect with the crown without fully accepting it. Why was it banned? Dr. Krath asked. Because the last person who tried it went insane, Lyra said simply. But it's the only chance we have. Marcus looked at each of them, Dr. Krath, who had risked her career to show him the truth. Lyra, who was gambling her own claim to the throne to help him. The AI, who had guarded this secret for millennia. When the trial comes, Marcus said, I won't run. I won't hide. I'll face the crown. I'll talk to what's inside. And maybe, just maybe, we can end this curse. Or release something worse, the AI warned. That's a risk I'll have to take, Marcus replied. Deep in the vault, the crystal sphere pulsed. Inside it, in the darkness, something stirred. Something that had been waiting, listening, planning. The imprisoned brother had heard every word, and after 10,000 years of silence, he smiled.